Kirov reporting.
Hello and welcome. My name is anthonyalbit, this is Racing Hub Digest, and we are ready to go. Today we're gonna talk about how is Helmut Marko planning to fight against the track limits rule, why Formula 1 promoted by idiots, what is happening with Fernando Alonso's biography, and of course about the second Grand Prix of the season in Imola. The second race of the season is over. Emilia Romagna Grand Prix of 2021 will be remembered for some time, that is for sure. It was dramatic. We have seen rain, lots of mistakes and crashes all over the track. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris on the podium. Rookies and veterans, all over the place competition. In other words, everything you can expect from the Formula 1 Grand Prix. Watch it if you didn't do it yet, really, even if you know the results. Speaking of the race weekend, first I'd like to pinpoint race stewards and judging in general. This is a disaster. And I'm not talking right now about Kimi Raikkonen's and Lance Stroll's penalties awarded to them after the race. Both are undeserved, by the way. When I hooked up free practices and qualifying, my first thought was, what is happening? Why is everybody jumping around in timing? Then I got the idea. Track limits. Yes. I'm talking about the track limits. Whose bright idea was to draw some kind of a line in classic Imola?
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
Honestly, I do not understand. I do not understand what the track limits are and why everybody has to respect them. Tell me, what difference does it make? Let's imagine that Hamilton went through the corner wider than usual. So what? If he was followed by Verstappen, let Maxi choose what to do. Let him go wider the way Sir Lewis does, if he wants to. Let them all do the same. This way, they will be in the same position, fighting with the car, not with the stupid rules. All these champions of the past, how could they race over there in Imola before we invented track limits? Personally, I have no idea. Leapfrog with results deletion in 3 practice sessions and in qualifying, slow and stupid decisions during the race, Raikkonen's penalty afterwards, all this turned race refereeing into a circus, with elephants, monkeys and clowns. Like it or not, but something has to be done with Max Massi and his horde of stewards. The sooner, the better. Now, let's move on to conclusions. Lewis Hamilton, when he is nervous, he is making mistakes. Nico Rosberg was right about him. Yet again, I have to remind you, do not forget how fast Mercedes car is in reality. Our champion went into the wall, recovered from being lapped, and finished second. Never underestimate him and his team. Max Verstappen, for the second race in a row, Max shows maturity. Not a bad quality for the future champion, even if the champion won't be the youngest, as Dr. Helmut Marko has seen him in his wet dreams. Lando Norris, impressive race. We will see what Daniel Ricciardo will do about him in case he can manage this challenge. Lando is good. Valtteri Bottas, doesn't even matter who was guilty in the crash between him and George Russell. What matters is that it was Mercedes versus Williams. What a shame. Rookies, doesn't matter what people on social media are shitting about Tsunoda, Schumacher and Mazepin. I saw everything I expected. Rookies are so rookies. Stewards, all these guys left to do is write down results on the pieces of paper, put them into a jar and do a lottery. it won't be much different from what happened in Imola anyways. Now, allow me to finish with the race and move on to the news. Let's see what's so interesting, funny and weird happened in Formula 1 since our last date. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko believes Sebastian Vettel should have taken a year off from Formula 1 in 2021 instead of joining Aston Martin. As we all aware, Dr. Marko can be called a very straightforward person, not to say more. This time, Red Bull's advisor said that it looks like Vettel is stuck with Aston Martin for a long time. The right plan, according to Marko, was to get a 1-year vacation, relax, and decide what is better. With the new technical regulation, a year off sounds like a reasonable plan. But come on, Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull are stuffed up with drivers as a Thanksgiving turkey. The situation in McLaren looks pretty much the same. And I can't imagine Sebastian driving something like Williams. This way, all we have left here is Aston Martin. So, Vettel seems to be in the right place. Or maybe Helmut Marko meant something else? Something like a retirement? Aye, old crook. McLaren Formula 1 team principal Andreas Seidel acknowledged that having two closely matched drivers is key to the team's recent resurgence, which fueled the decision to snap up Daniel. I tend to agree with Seidel for 100%, even though Ricciardo's divorce was a bit harsh. In almost any case, 2 is better than 1. This year, McLaren possesses a fast car equipped with a great engine, personally tuned by Toto Wolff, and a fantastic, one of the best driver lineups. Thank you, Mr. Seidel and Mr. Brown. Keep it up. We love it. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko believes the debate over Formula 1 track limits following Max Verstappen's Bahrain defeat is completely unnecessary, saying officials should put a wall. Well, Mr. Marko, not that long ago, the youngest Formula 1 future champion loved walls more than he loves Kelly today. Too bad that he has grown up and gave up this a very enjoyable habit in some cases. Anyways, can someone enlighten me why for the last couple of years we keep talking about track limits? I can't imagine how Senna, Prost, Mansell and others could drive Formula 1 cars without precious lessons from FIA. White, yellow and red lines, sensors on track. Oh baby! Elon Musk spent a fortune to force that stupid robot car of his to follow the lines. So let's fire all dickheads for good and replace them with robots. Yes! Four-time Formula 1 world champion Sebastian Vettel has revealed he completed an internship to learn more about organic farming during the lockdown last year. Now we know why Vettel spends so much time off track with his car. He is simply looking for a place where he can found a garden and grow organic vegetables, fertilizing the soil with his own feces, like in the Martian movie. Finally, we know the truth. What a relief! Alpine says it will not allow the rivalry between Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon to evolve into a destabilizing force inside the Formula 1 team this year. I was telling you guys, this will end up with team orders and the river of shit. Here you are, the first couple of drops are already there. Not sure though, why bother? Today's Alpine is in such a deep and vicious substance with such a slow car that I wonder how can competition between Alonso and Ocon make their situation worse. From what I remember, Alpine is in Formula One for eternity. So, what difference if those two will crash a couple of times? And don't tell me about safety here. With the speed team showing us in the last couple of races, drivers are perfectly safe over there. Daniel Ricciardo has blasted the idiots behind Formula One social media strategy in bringing up crashes as a part of their bid to attract fan interest. For real. Let me ask you a question. What else can attract an audience here? Absolutely predictable races within the track limits. Our favorite gap between Formula 1, Formula 1.5 and Formula Not 1 at all? Jillion times winner Lewis Hamilton and his wingman Valtteri.
Wingman hurts.
Crashes. Take that last race in Imola. People love this kind of shit. Since a long time ago, gladiators in Coliseum did pretty much the same, with a bit different safety requirements, but still. As an experienced professional, I can assure you guys, social media marketing works great in Formula One. Way better than Formula One itself. Carlos Sainz's euphoria at getting a chance to race for Ferrari in Formula One has helped lift the mood of the whole team, says Charles Leclerc. I like the way it sounds. Sainz euphoria. Once I heard this, I instantly imagined how Mattia Binotto getting so hot that he can't stand it anymore. He's tearing his red uniform apart, shaking, getting goosebumps, and all because of Sainz Jr. Formula One has ruled out the idea of moving to 2 days race weekends in the future. Of course, Stefano Domenicali rules this out. One thing is to run around about trying to win-win with everybody, media, fan community, politicians, and so on. Another is to negotiate with Grand Prix promoters, who are literally paying Domenicali's salary. Considering ticket prices, I doubt that anyone can sell those for the same amount of money, telling you that now it's only for 2 days. Please enjoy. Two-time Formula One champion Fernando Alonso says he has delayed publication of his autobiography until after he's fully retired because he wants to be able to tell the truth.
Oh my!
Now I'm really waiting for his retirement. Just can't wait for Alonso telling the truth. What a fantastic story that could be. Fight with Sir Lewis, Flavio Briatore, Nelson Piquet, Ferrari, GP2 engine. Oh my god! Really, you can say anything you want to, but Alonso has a unique, twisted, and very, very interesting career. Not like every other muzzle in Formula One, that is for sure. But remember, Fernanda, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Plans for the Miami Grand Prix to join the Formula One calendar in 2022 took a step forward when city commissioners voted in favor of a new resolution despite opposition from local activists. Lewis Hamilton agreed.
Cash is king. Cash is king.
With the amount of money involved in such a project, the second United States race in Miami, you probably have to be stupid to think that some local residents can do anything about it. Even if they are torn with hate. Poor local activists. Now Formula One will come to your land and devour it with carbon dioxide, burger wrappers, and Fernando Alonso himself. Haas Formula One team boss Günther Steiner thinks rookie Nikita Mazepin is probably trying too hard after another day dodged by spins at Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. He is probably right. Rookies. This year we have 3 of them, and all 3 are fun to look at. And you know why? Because Haas and AlphaTauri aren't top teams, especially Haas. Even last, still a very fast car and hard to master for a rookie. All the cars in Formula One should be more like Haas, and not like Mercedes or Red Bull, when all you have to do is... well, when even Mazepin can drive Mercedes easily and fast during the testing. Yuki Tsunoda says AlphaTauri adapted the cockpit of its car to help him reach the pedals. Tell that to Esteban Ocon, whose helmet covers up an engine air intake in Alpine. George Russell has apologized to Valtteri Bottas for his behavior after their Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix crash and admitted that it was not his proudest day in Formula One. What else can you do if your vis-a-vis in a crash is the same person you are trying to replace someday? Only one thing. You apologize. Speaking of Russell Bottas crash, well, this is exactly how dust track limits must look like. One thing is to drive around the asphalt field in Paul Ricard, another racing in classic Imola. Both drivers in this case were overconfident in that. And the track got them both. It was a racing incident involving 2 unprepared to track condition drivers. McLaren has agreed to £170 million sale and leaseback deal for its walk-in Formula One and automotive factory. I do remember the happy face of Ron Dennis when he opened a brand new McLaren factory back in 2004. Futuristic paragon. Today, Zach Brown sells it away. Sounds a bit sad, since it reminds me of an old Formula One era which is long gone, except for Kimi, of course. But I'm going to trust Zach on this. We are all aware of the way he transformed struggling McLaren. The team is on the rise again, Norris rocks, Ricciardo still learning. Feed it with more money and who knows, maybe these guys will win a race again someday. Frankly, I'd love to see it with all my heart. And this is everything I wanted to cover today. Support is very important, so I remind you, please subscribe, like or dislike this video, leave comments, and ring the bell. Thank you for being with me. See you next time.